Stu is here with your Game of Thrones update. The second episode in the final season of Game of Thrones.
I think there's some pretty big things that happened this week.
Really?
Yeah. First of all, biggest one, I think. There are 7 kingdoms.
Yes, there are 7 kingdoms.
That's huge. I had no idea what the number.
That.
No, I did not.
Okay, all right.
Somebody was pushed out of a tower. Okay, that happened in a flashback scene.
Okay, yes.
Okay? So I don't know what the context of that was or who the 2 people were, but someone was pushed out of a tower and fell dramatically.
Right.
Did not look good.
All right.
Then the open happens. The open animation is very, very long. It's incredible how long it is.
It is amazing how animation, like Seinfeld, a 30-minute show, it ran like a minute. You're like... You got 22, now you've got 21. Shut up with and we sat through it.
The Cosby Show one was like, it was like each character for like 40 seconds dancing in a different sweater.
I know, it was crazy. It's crazy when you go back and watch them, and now you see something like Game of Thrones, which is a little lengthy.
Yeah, and it's just a bunch of models, like really cheesy looking models of, I guess.
That's new this season.
That's new.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. I only saw the last part because I always hit skip intro.
Right. Because it kind of has you like swooping through these landscapes of really cheesy models, and it reminded me of the old Tales of the Crypt open, except there's no puppet skeleton that pops up at the end.
Right, okay.
Although I don't, spoiler alert, it could happen.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, okay.
Okay, so the other thing I wanted to address, this one's annoying me for real, is that the Game of Thrones font that everyone keeps saying, the Game of Thrones font, it's just a normal font with 3 lines vertically through the O's.
Okay,
that's the only difference.
All right. I don't think this is the kind of update people are looking for.
Okay, so, all right. Again, I will say, if you know these characters, there may be spoiler alerts in here because I'm describing things that I don't know which ones are important and which ones to skip. So if you haven't watched the episode and you're a big fan, you can read the update online afterwards.
I heard your episode. I heard your recap last week. I didn't even understand it.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. The Blondie Queen. She wants the guy in beard's sister to send troops, which she is not doing. So that's a problem. And the bearded guy apparently is Angry Elf's brother. And this
is a big revelation for you last night.
Well,
that the bearded guy might be the brother of the elf.
Yeah, that's a big development. And also the sister of the woman who's not sending troops, who I don't know who that is yet, but someone out there.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Now, they used to all be at war, right? And now they're not, but they still don't really like each other all that much. Then there's the matronly woman who kind of stands up and she vouches for Beard Guy. And she says she was sexually assaulted and that the Beard Guy defended her, which makes all of his previous murder attempts okay.
Is that the redheaded matronly woman?
No, I think she was blondish, and she kind of stood up to defend.
I must have missed that part, or you got that wrong. But anyway, go ahead.
So then there's this Backstreet Boy in the wheelchair character, which I found very interesting.
Right.
He looks like a boy band member. He's in a wheelchair all the time.
Got it.
And he seems to just kind of stare pensively at people a lot. That seems to be his role.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the frumpy girl. And now the frumpy girl, she was in the last episode, and she likes swords a lot, and she hung out with the goatee guy. And I gotta say, the goatee guy I know is one of the main characters, but I lost him. I can't tell which one it was. So my last description of goatee guy, I don't remember now who that was. Like I couldn't recreate who the same. I couldn't.
You can't tell the difference because they
all look the same. They're identical people.
Well,
everyone in the entire series is identical.
Well,
that's
there's
the problem.
Not a lot of razors or water. Yeah. There's not a lot of showering going on.
And everybody's so dark wearing and cold and dirty.
And everybody's wearing black. It's like being in Manhattan. Everybody's just wearing black. They all kind of look the same, and they're miserable.
I guess.
Yes.
Okay, so then the frumpy girl, she can throw knives very accurately, and she wants some sort of weapon made for her. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then they go to this bright red tree.
Yeah.
And at the bright red tree is the Backstreet Boy in the wheelchair, and he's out there, and it just seems completely implausible that he could wheel himself on this wheelchair through all of this snow and terrain to get to this location.
Right, it's not like there's a sidewalk with curbs anywhere near.
Exactly, it would be very difficult. And I hope that's
handy capable access to any part in.
Thank you.
Yes, okay.
I really am hoping that in future episodes they have like a flashback to how he got there.
Right.
How did he traverse the rocks and the snow?
Be hysterical.
I just want to see that.
Him stuck with his wheels in the mud and the snow. Can somebody help me out here?
It would be incredibly challenging.
Great. Yes.
Okay. So
a lot of upper body strength is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's something to see. This is where we're getting a review you're not going to get anyplace else. Nobody is talking about what do you call him? The wheelchair
Backstreet Boy in the wheelchair.
Backstreet and his upper body strength.
So, right. No one's covered that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they're at this tree, and the bearded guy, who I learn apparently was the person who actually pushed the Backstreet Boy, who was not in a wheelchair, out of the window.
Yes.
And I think that may have caused the wheelchair situation.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, not a spoiler unless you're on season 1.
That's been that long?
It's been that long.
All right, so Angry Elf and his brother, the beard guy, they seem to think that their sister was trash, but they sort of love her anyway. Okay, they had a conversation about that. Then there's this guy who looks kind of like Ricky Gervais and Lenny from Laverne and Shirley. He visits the Queen Blondie lady. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I think
Laverne and Shirley. Remember Lenny? And then you know Ricky Gervais. If they look, we have all sorts of alternative lifestyles that are
thinner. Is he thinner than Ricky Gervais?
Maybe, I don't know. Okay, I don't know.
I think I know who you're talking about.
I can't place that person. But they visit Queen Blondie, and they used to not like each other, but now they do, which is the relationship dynamic of every person on the show.
I was just going to say, you're not helping me out with that.
Every conversation is the same conversation, which is, hey, I know you used to try to kill me all the time, but we're friends now. That interaction happens all the time. All right.
It was a much more complex life back then.
It was.
We have social media that we now have to navigate, but they were just trying to kill each other. And you never knew, are you my friend now, or is this a plot to kill me?
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine the tweets going back and forth between Queen Blondie and Beard Guy if that was around back then? That would have been incredible.